others who wish to join us, please come on up. I see Mayor Johnny Miller back there as well, if you'd like to come.
You look like a young person.
Whereas the Gullah Geechee Nation is the geographical area of the low country of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. This area is home to the only African American population of the United States with a separate, long-standing name identifying them as a distinct people and the lone speakers of the only African American Creole language of the continental United States. And whereas the Gullah Geechee people are descendants of captive Africans who began arriving on the Sea Islands in the 1500s, in 1999, the Gullah Geechee people banded together to proclaim their human right of self-determination and within 1 year installed their own leader, St. Helena Island native, Her Royal Highness Queen Quet, Chieftess of the Gullah Geechee Nation. And whereas for the past 30 years, Queen Quet has served the Gullah Geechee Nation with an honor and distinction as the official spokesperson and head pun devotee. I hope I said that right. Whereas the city of Fernandina Beach proudly supports the cultural heritage and sustainability of the Gullah Geechee Nation and delights in partnering with Queen Quet to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Gullah Geechee Nation. Now therefore I, James Anton, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Fernandina Beach, Florida, hereby proclaim July 25th, 2026 through August 1st, 2026, Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. If you'd like to say a few words, please, you have the floor.
Well, good evening, town of Fernandina Beach. We're glad for day one more again and thing like that. It's been a little while since I've been there, and y'all know where your Gullah Geechee Nation flag have to fly up there. We done see, and we see some of them day on the road and thing like that. So we have to give them a big one too for fly there too. And I'm so glad for have who I call my cousin here this evening, the former mayor, Miller and thing like that, and also Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins, who from right here and thing like that, right across the bridge to leave it in O'Neill. And some 100 children just fly to O'Neill for get over here and thing like that. And so we're so pleased once again to be back here in this particular building, where we told them years ago, we will give you a Gullah Geechee Nation flag so you can add one more up there. And I'll give you a big one to put on the highway. I was very happy to see that coming across the bridge to get here today. But even more so, very happy to be here with someone who definitely made history for this town. When he presented me the proclamation, I don't know how many years ago it was, in a bar. I don't drink, so for me to be in a bar, that was history right there. And then to be surrounded by the iconic folks that live here, pirates. So we had all types of pirates there, and when he presented the proclamation, they all said, "Arg." And I said, "Arg." And they just went crazy. Everybody wanted to buy me drinks after that. So tonight, I'm not setting up rounds for everybody, but I wanted you all to know how significant it has been. That has been so memorable every time coming to this town in particular, where a lot of people don't think about Florida when they think about Gullah Geechee culture. And so when I say to them, "Oh, the children ever been to Amelia Island?" They said, I said, "How about American Beach?" "Oh, yeah, I heard of that." "How about Fernandina Beach?" "I heard of that." I said, "They're on Amelia Island." Okay? And I said, and so is Gullah Geechee culture, and it has been there for decades, for centuries. And so it's wonderful that this town still celebrates with us every year. And interestingly enough, it's not the 30th anniversary of the Gullah Geechee Nation yet. It is the 26th, but it's the 30th anniversary of the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition that I founded. And so that is the oldest organization in world history that has the words Gullah Geechee in it. And so we're so pleased that y'all have Gullah Geechee in your hearts and in your minds. So as soon as Ms. Beth said, "Are you willing to come to the town?" I said, "What date? I'm going to be there." So I thank you all for continuing to fly the flags high and to wave the banner to say that we celebrate the legacy of Gullah Geechee history and culture here in this town of Fernandina Beach. And it's definitely an honor because, like I said, this looks like just the younger version of him to me now. That's here. So I feel real comfortable in that home because the first day that your former mayor and I ever met, his last name was Miller. Gullah, and that's one of my family surnames. So I said, hey, cuz. So if y'all hear us say cuz, that's why. And I appreciated that the family welcomed me back into the house. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Are you going to say anything? I wasn't planning to, but Mr. Mayor, commissioners, thank you so much. I do want to say, Queen Quet, it's so important to the people here that in your leading the Gullah Geechee people, you did not ask permission to say, we be Gullah Geechee anointed people. You led with that, and because you led, we became what you said, because you always tell us that your words will deliver what you say. That's right. And so thank you so much for that, and thank you to the City Commission. All right. Peace and blessings.